Hi guys, Rob at Optimal Bodies. First of all, special thanks to a good friend of mine, and he'll know who he is, who inspired me to make this video because he was asking about abdominal or core exercises, in particular getting rid of that last bit of belly fat. So I thought, we'll put this to rest and I'll make a video about it. Most people might be shouting at the screen, yeah, we know, you already know, but not everyone knows. There's a lot of newbies, and even people that have been doing it for years seem to think that abdominal exercises will get you a six-pack. So, in particular, the sit-up will actually burn abdominal or belly fat. So, let's put this to rest. You cannot, I repeat, you cannot choose where fat comes off your body, which area, which distribution. So you can't spot sight, you can't target fat. So if you want some off your bicep or you want a bit off your shoulder, it's just, you can't do it. You can't just, and same with your abdominals, you can't do a bunch of sit-ups thinking that area's, you're feeling it in that area, so fat's going to be coming off that area. You're genetically determined, so from birth, or your DNA, from what you've been God-given by your parents, where fat is distributed amongst your body, and it differs amongst the genders, depending what sex you are. So men, as you know, you get the typical beer bellies around the chest as well. They hold it around that area, whereas women mostly get it around the thighs, the hips, and the bum, the glute area. And you can't change that. So if you're trying to get lean and you're doing a bunch of sit-ups, you might feel a burn, that's just the muscles work. Same as you feel a burn if you started doing bicep curls or any chest work, you feel it in that area. That's just the muscle working, and it's natural you feel a burn, that's another topic going to that. But you're going to feel a burn in that area, but it doesn't mean you're burning fat in that area. To supply that muscle, in this case the abdominals, with energy to move, comes from your body fat stores, but your body will take that from wherever it wants. And that's the same for any exercise. It'll always take it from the same place it wants. You're going to be taking a little bit from everywhere, but there'll be places that are a bit more stubborn to come off, which could be like an evolutionary mechanism for women. You want a lot of padding and fat energy supply around where the baby's going to be, for instance, so that makes sense. So my advice is ditch the sit-ups. Majority of sit-ups really tighten your hip flexors, which can give lower back problems. Quite complicated now to explain it all, but that's the gist of it. So if you are getting back problems from it, I'd ditch the sit-ups. It only goes to tighten the psoas muscle, which you can look up if you want to know more about that. And I advise to just do big, heavy compound movements. Your squats, your deadlifts, your overhead press, all these movements, your core is really working, your abdominals are tightened up and they're working as a unit to allow you to move your arms and your legs from your solid anchor midpoint. That's the role of the abdominals, not just crunching forward, which they do, but that's not the main reason, and it's not going to burn fat in that area. So, abs are made in the kitchen, which is your diet. So the only way you're going to unreel your abs, which everyone's got them, there's just a layer of fat covering some people's, and you just need to get down to about 12, 11, 10% body fat, around there, and you'll start to see your abdominals. So, you don't need to do loads of sit-ups, it's the diet that matters. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but for anyone who hasn't seen my other videos, I'd say watch your carbohydrate intake. That's what you want to lower to allow your body to use fat as fuel rather than the carbs. It's a lot more complicated than that, and everyone's got personal goals, they need to tweak it. So if you want advice or an online coach, which I provide, then please inbox me either on this, or you can add me on my personal Facebook page, which is Rob Wardley, that's Wardley, and I can go into more detail. Or you can follow my YouTube channel, which will take you step by step, basically through waking up in the morning, and loads of individual tips, when to have your carbohydrates, when best to train, etc. And that's the same name as my Facebook page, so Optimal Bodies, and you can follow that. So please subscribe to that, please like and share this, and any other questions that people have, you can post either in a private message to me, or you can message it on this in the comments area, and if I think it's good enough or people need to know that information, then I'll either get back to you on there if it's just an individual thing. If I think people need to know it, I might make a video about it. So, appreciate your time, thanks for listening, stop doing sit-ups, cheers.